I am back once again. Hopefully the reviews I can upload. But this time, this is going to be a review on the McFarlane Toys Zack Snyder's Justice League Batman. Now, two things. One, I don't have the battering because it's probably missing, I swear. I am sorry. And two, this is custom painted, as you could clearly see. Here's like a photo of the original, and here's just my custom for comparison. So yeah, a lot has changed, but anyways, I will still go over it. Now, let's move on to the box. The box has the Zack Snyder's Justice League logo, which you wouldn't really get back then. It would usually be here rather than just on the front, unlike most movie figures. There is Batman on the side, Zack's Justice League 2021, Batman Justice League on the other side. On the top, the logo. On the bottom, the UPCs and whatnot. And on the back, you get a card. The back, you get what is essentially the card and the rest of the figures from this line. Don't know if I'm going to be getting like most of them, but I am happy to have this Batman. So, this Batman figure, at the time of this, I think I said I used to don't like this figure, but I think that's because I just have so much love over the Arkham version, but I think my thoughts have changed, but the question is this figure gonna be worth it? Is this figure worth adding to your collection, or is it just gonna be another Batman you can skip? Well, let's go right into it. Alright, so, with the paint and the sculpt, the only thing I have to complain really about, I think, is the lack of musculature. I don't know, I'm just so used to, this suit rather than his tactical suit. But I think the paint is really good on the original figure before, I custom painted it. It had a lot of great colors added onto it. I think it was good enough to be a good basic Batman. Now with the head sculpt, for some reason, Amazon had the photos for the platinum version where his goggles were up. This one has his goggles that on. He's wearing goggles, which I'm not too fond of. I might do something with them. I might custom paint them, but I don't think the head sculpt is that bad. It's nicely well done, nicely well sculpted, and in some ways, yeah, you can if you photograph this right, yeah, this looks really nice. The cape, it has this nice textury feeling to it, as you can see, and it's nicely flexible. However, it's not cloth. If it was cloth, it would have been amazing. Arms, they're nicely well painted. They're nicely well sculpted too. However, in my custom, I did enhance them quite a bit by adding a lot more of a brighter silver, which again, if you want a comparison, that is what it looked. If you want a comparison of what the arms look like, that is what it looked like. It's a little. I wouldn't say it's a little duller. It's pretty good, but with the added shiny metal, it makes it so much better. And then when you add this, yes, I did repaint the bat symbol to be a lot more shiny, as you can see. And I did repaint the silver, but that doesn't mean it's that bad. And if you remember way back when, in 2021, I did do a modification where his body can move a slight bit forward. However, slight may not be the greatest way to describe it. It's very pitifully bad. But I think the most, really obstructive, obstructive is a great word, but the most striking change I did was I added the gold onto his utility belt, which honestly is really nice. I really like the gold, but I thought the silver, the regular was just more, I think a little bit more accurate, but I just wanted to do the classic gold, belt. And I think also the legs, again, paint on them was good, and then when you repaint it, it's better. I'm sorry if it makes it look like I'm bragging, but I think the sculpt on them is really nicely well done. It's nicely armored and whatnot. However, I think, again, my main issue, it does look a little too not that muscular. I don't know. I'm just so used to, again, the regular suit that Ben Affleck wears whenever he's Batman. And, yeah, these shoes, or these feet, nicely well painted, nicely well sculpted, most of all. Paint is mainly on my part. That's why I don't want to talk about my paint, because, like, I'm going to say that, oh, my paint is good. You know, I feel like in some cases, my paint is really bad, and in some cases, you know, customizers can do way better paint than me. Now, as I mentioned before, yes, he did have a Batarang, which I don't have. Here's a picture up on screen. And to remove that, here is a card. Of course, he has a base, but I don't care about the base. I more care about this card. Here, again, this uses some promotional art. I think this uses art from Justice League? I don't know. But if you take a look at the back, just pause and read it right there. There you go. And now let's move on to this figure's articulation. Damn, that's one issue I forgot to mention. So, articulation on this figure is really good indeed. Despite some of the limitations and older joints that look a little too noticeable, the feet, everything else is pretty good. So, and to show, let's show it. So, head, it's on a ball joint right here. He can look up this far, he can look down this far. That's pretty good. He can tilt, he can rotate. That's nicely well done. Arms, although limited by the cape, they can go 360 if you just bend them out in one way. And yes, you can bend them. You can do a T-pose. They can go in and out. Bicep, they're also on a rotator cuff too. So you could, I guess it's a butterfly joint, but it just makes the arm less loose, like Clayface, because that was my last review. He has a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, and he has the ball jointed wrist stuff, which, yeah. Tilted the right way, you can do this. You can also do this. They don't look too noticeable here, but once we get to the feet, it's going to be another issue. He did have not that much range, and I gave him a tad bit of range, but I don't think it's enough. Might do another mod. He can go back quite a bit, and as you can see, that's where I did the mod. He does have a waist swivel. Please don't break. His legs, I think, are the most significant part about the figure. He can kick up this far. He can kick back this far. However, occasionally, his leg may pop, so be warned. And also, I forgot to mention, I think there's a little bit of the diaper issue. Not an underwear issue, it's more of the diaper issue, so yeah. But yeah, he can kick. See what I mean? If you kick him if he does the splits, this is another main issue. He's going to, the peg will pop off right away. But yeah, he can kick, he can do the splits. But again, be warned if that happens to your figure, because mine, it certainly does. He also has a thigh swivel, which is, he has thigh swivel, if you can call it a thigh swivel. Double jointed knees. And the worst look and the weirdest ankle articulation that in my dreams feels like it could break. And he has a toe bend. I think the arms and the legs really make this figure shine. Same with the head. Again, maybe some of the complaints are the fact that, I wish he had a cloth cape. I wish he had more articulation around here. Maybe if some of the pegs and the joints weren't so easy to pop off, it would be easy. But otherwise, this figure is actually pretty fun. It's actually a lot of fun to pose. I made a lot of stop motions with this guy. So yeah, then it kind of makes it with that. And yeah, this figure, just look at that. It's a really good Batman if you just do it like that. Although, again, also although his feet are a little small, which kind of causes him some problems. That's why I mainly put him on a stand. But yeah, here we go. Look at that. That is mostly putting him here. All right, now let's move on to the size comparison. Let me just put this guy back to where he's just regularly standing. Comparison. This guy stands at roughly almost 7 inches. And if you want a comparison with a Marvel Legend, currently right here I have Taskmaster. Again, scaling is really, really off. So, which is like one complaint I will stand by in terms of having him with other, figures. Because most of the DC Multiverse line, they always are just so huge. They're always like weirdly 7 inches. That's what she said. And then for special comparison, because I wanted to show this, here he is with the newly acquired Mr. Freeze, which I think could be the next review. Yeah, he scales well with other DC Multiverse figures, as shown with Clayface, but at the same time, with, Legends, I don't really think so. So, yeah. All right, now let's move on to my final thoughts. Final thoughts. Buy now, skip. Or if there is a deal, go for it. I think McFarlane will still probably have a deal with this. Or maybe have a freebie if you decide to order from his store. This figure is actually not that bad. Maybe it's just me, but I like the overall sculpt. I like the paint. I don't know whether that's just because I'm a little biased over the fact that, I custom painted it. But yeah, I think it's a very good standard Batman. I think, I was a lot wrong about it. I thought I hated it at first, but actually I was pretty much wrong. I actually think out of all the Batmans, this figure is actually really good. Obviously, compared to Arkham Knight Batman is just like, in my personal opinion, spoiler alert, probably my favorite, McFarlane figure. But otherwise, I actually think, this figure's not that bad. He has a great sculpt, he has great paint, even though he has only one accessory, and he does suffer from the variant syndrome, like most other figures, he's really good. He's really posable. Although, if he didn't have enough variants and all the other accessories were included with him on the standard release, then this figure would have been higher. So, I think as of now, he would probably go down to an 8 to an 8.3 or 4. 8.3 or 4. It's a good Batman figure, a good standard Batman figure. I don't know if it's like the best. So, yeah, go get it. It's not that bad. Although there are probably some better options, but in terms of movie Batmans, this is probably the best for now until the Dark Knight Batman is shown. And I guess you could say Pattinson, but for now, he's probably the best movie Batman from McFarlane. So anyways, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Yeah, this video was a little bit rushed. It was, so I'm just going to put that right there on the title. It is very rushed. So hopefully next review is going to be pretty good. Or anything like that. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.